Jesus was not perfect. Jesus is the central figure of Christianity and is often proclaimed to be perfect and sinless. However, in the Bible, Jesus often behaves in immoral ways and makes mistakes and breaks his own religion's laws, and I will explain examples in this video. Jesus denies his goodness. When Jesus is approached by a rich young man and addressed as a good teacher, Jesus responds by rebuking the rich man and denies his goodness and separates himself from God, the only truly good being. Temple violence. When Jesus sees events in the temple that he disagrees with, he responds by violently whipping the people inside and flipping over the tables in anger. Killing unbelievers. Jesus commands that unbelievers be killed and uses violent language in describing their slaughter. Support of slavery. Jesus seems to support a kind of slavery by saying a slave is lesser than their master. Racism to woman. When Jesus is approached by a Canaanite woman who needs help for her daughter, Jesus responds by rejecting her based on her race and calls her people's dogs. Came to bring a sword. Jesus told his apostles directly that he came not to bring peace but rather a sword and to set people in households against each other, which indicates Jesus came for violence. Allowing abusive marriage. Jesus commands that no one should divorce ever, which would mean people in abusive marriages would be trapped. Animal abuse. Jesus commits animal cruelty by sending demons into pigs and drowning them. Cursing a fig tree. When Jesus comes across a fig tree and finds no fruit to eat, Jesus curses the tree in fury. Self-obsessed. Jesus is self-obsessed and threatens damnation on everyone who rejects him. Rude to mother. When Mary asks Jesus for help, he responds by rudely dismissing his mother and calling her woman. Lying. Jesus lies to his disciples about traveling to Galilee, which calls his reliability into question. Fearing the atonement. Jesus seems to be resistant to the pre-planned atonement of humanity and begs his Father for a different way. Quick to accuse others. Throughout the Gospels, Jesus is quick to accuse others with harsh and rude language, even to his closest friends like Peter. Breaking the Sabbath. Jesus breaks the Sabbath throughout the Gospels, which was supposedly commanded by God as one of the 10 Commandments. Jesus teaching to not wash hands. When the Pharisees questioned why Jesus and his disciples didn't wash their hands before eating, Jesus incorrectly said that nothing that enters the mouth can defile a person. Jesus' mistake on seeds. Jesus said that the mustard seed was the smallest seed in the world, but in reality orchid seeds are smaller. Thanks for watching. I will make my next video about how penal substitution does not make sense as soon as I can.